is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going to check out the video. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with another video for November 2nd. And this is Friday. It's exciting because the season is starting to get ready to heat up. Players are getting more acclimated and more comfortable. Teams are starting to find their identity. They're trying to make a push and they're trying to earn respect. And you have some players cooling off and from the first couple games, and people are starting to care a little bit more on defense, and teams are, starting to figure things out, and some teams are starting to show who they really are. And as we get further and further into November and into December, we're going to start seeing people separate from the pack and see who really going to be the playoff teams, who really has a significant injury to their roster, and who are the real contenders in their conferences, and who going to give the best challenge to the Golden State Warriors. And a team that has beaten the Golden State Warriors is the Denver Nuggets, a team that allows some great offense because they have players like Jokic who can step back and hit the three, pull up three, post up, play from the post, whether it's passing, posting up, or even hitting fadeaways to shoot over smaller defenders and bullying smaller defenders in the paint. While also being a good free throw shooter and a passer. Then you obviously got Jamal Murray, a guy that has shown steady improvement, and he has shown the want to be great. And he showed that last year, and he's making a case for himself this year. At 21, he still has a lot of room to grow. Is his numbers jumping off the wall? No. But like we know, this is early in the season, and he's still getting used to starting and playing with Paul Millsap. And this team is stacked. They don't need Jamal Murray to be a superstar this year. Maybe when Paul Millsap leaves, they're going to probably need him to step up and take more shots because he's only here after this year. And at $29 million is a lot of money to pay him. But the fact that you can reinvest that into a guy like Jamal Murray, and you already got Nikola Jokic there for a long time, and you have more minutes probably for Michael Porter Jr. so you can see what he can bring you. I think they should definitely try to let Paul Millsap walk if he's asking around the same amount of money this up and coming season. But other than that, Gary Harris looks very well, getting to the paint, wanting to be a great defender, trying harder on the defensive end, still giving you solid shooting, has become a better playmaker. He always been solid at it. He always trusted his teammates. But this year, 46 from the field. He's not shooting well from three, but he's finding other ways to impact the game, and that's something that I really couldn't say for him a couple seasons ago. But it is reality this season. He's trying to be an all-around player. Like I said, we've seen Bradley Beal go from just being a spot-up mid-range off-the-screen shooter to a guy that can finish in the paint, shoot threes, and shoot off the dribble, and also now a playmaker. And I think that transformation is going to happen with Gary Harris also because he wants to be a good player, and he already got paid. So they need the guys that they're paying to step up, and they have. They have become the number 2 team in the Western Conference, and they have one of the most unguardable, unstoppable offense because they do have that balance of floor space and shooting and inside presence, and they have multiple guys that can handle the ball and get to the paint and finish in that 15 and under range, whether it's pull-up jumpers, floaters, or even just getting to the basket or even to the free throw line. They have such a good dynamic offensively, and it's all because of the development of Jokic being a guy that's big and strong, but also being able to do guard-like things while still being a post presence. And they use him a lot, whether it's the dribble handoffs, whether it's him in the post, or whether it's just him hitting spot-up threes and pull-up threes. He has really shown that he has diversified the game and how the Denver Nuggets played 3 years ago. and 3 years later, he's looking like a bona fide all-star and an all-NBA player, which none of us really saw coming besides the people that was really close to seeing him. But he still had to go out there and put in the work and go out there and do it on the court, and he has been able to do that. So I definitely have to give him credit. But other than that, this Denver team looks fantastic. They look like a team that's really hungry. They look like they want to challenge and they want to give their all, and they no longer look like a young team trying to figure out how to win. They don't look like a team that's still trying to find the identity. Obviously, they're 14th in points per game with 112 a game. They 48.9 rebounds. That's for fifth. 24.5 assists. That's 13th, and 103 is fourth in the NBA defensively, holding their opponents below 105 points, which is elite level defense, and that's something that we never would have seen from the Denver Nuggets coming into this season, because we thought of them more of an offensive juggernaut than a team that's really great defensively. And they got some good wins over teams like the Warriors. So, and they played the Clippers pretty well. So they definitely had hoodwinked us because we thought they'd be a great defensive team, but they really wasn't. Now they are a great defensive team, and now their offense just has to catch up. But it still looks so beautiful. They might not be scoring enough points to really put them at the top of the top, but they do seem unguardable, and they do have a good flow. So this Denver Nuggets team is firing on all cylinders. Yes, their schedule was a little weak, but like I always tell people, you still have to go out there and respect your opponent. You still have to go out there and win the game. It's easy to say, oh, we're playing against the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns are still an NBA team. The Phoenix Suns are still have NBA players. So you still have to go out there and respect your opponent, prepare for your opponent, and go out there and win. And they have been able to beat up on the good teams like Golden State and LA, and they have been able to take advantage of beating up on the bad teams. And that's something that I really couldn't say for them a couple years ago either, because they were still a young team, still learning how to win and close out games. And that's something that they're doing even better this year. Now, the keys for me for them to still be able to finish as a top four seed in the West. Honestly and truthfully, I did not have the Denver Nuggets as a top four seed in the Western Conference going into this year without seeing them play. But they still show that they have the ability to become one of the elite teams in the West. If not this year, down the line, if they can continue to develop and keep building on their consistency and their chemistry with the current players and the main nucleus of this roster. That's the thing. Can they continue to compete against the great teams? Can they keep up with them? Can they execute against them? Can they hold the great teams like Golden State, like Boston, like Toronto, like San Antonio, Houston, and OKC? Can they literally compete with those teams on a nightly basis? Can they outplay them? Can they go out there and blow them out? Those are the things I want to see how they do against the great teams in the West and the top contenders in the East, because those are the teams that they have to learn how to beat. Like I said, they already beat Golden State. They stayed in the game. They executed, but that was one game. I have to see that through 82 games. Can they stay healthy? Jokic missed games. Paul Millsap missed damn near the whole season last year, and that really hurted them in a trajectory of how they could be this year. Because if you play a whole full season with Paul Millsap, it's easier going into this year because you already know him. But since he missed so many games last year, it's hard to get that chemistry with him because he's not playing. And on top of that, you're used to not playing with him because he missed so many games. And then when he came back, he went right back into the starting lineup. So they had to get used to playing with him in the starting lineup than other guys. This year, they started off healthy. And now this will only build their chemistry now. But I don't see Paul Millsap as a piece of this team in the future. But that's just my opinion. So the biggest keys to me is health. Can they consistently score and compete and out execute teams like Golden State, like Houston, like OKC, like the Spurs? And LA is going to be another team that's going to be tough for them to beat. Can they continue to defend on a high level? They're doing it now, but they had a weak schedule. But can they defend at a high level against the elite of the elite in the West and in the East? And can they continue to grow? Now, teams do get complacent. Teams do get comfortable. Can they continue to have this fight and this edge the whole season? That's the biggest question to me too, besides health. Can they have this intensity level that they have right now? Like they want to go out there and blow you out. They want to go out there and embarrass you. They have that kill mentality. That's something that they didn't have the last couple of years. That's something that they possess right now. But can they continue to have this mentality of nobody can beat us? We're a tough team and we can compete with anybody. That's a mentality that you want to have, but you actually have to go out there and do it on the court. And I feel like they've been doing that the first 8 games now. And I want to know if they can keep that up, keep that interest level, keep that competitive fire in them to go out there and do it for a whole 82 games. And if they can compete defensively, if they can stay healthy, and they can continue to have that mentality that nobody can stop us, and we virtually have the answer for any defense. If they can have that mentality, I don't see why they can't win 52 to 54 games. And to me, that's enough to give them the third or the fourth seed, which is enough to give them home court advantage. And that should allow them to get out of the first round. That's something that I would have never said 2 months ago in the summer looking at this roster. But that's actually reality right now. This team looks like a team that can get home court advantage in the first round. And if they can draw OKC, if they can draw Utah, if they can draw a Lakers team, I can definitely see them getting out of the first round with this roster if healthy. But they have to do this for the whole 82 games for me to change my opinion. I can't change it in the first 10 games. Now, like I said, going into the ending of November and the beginning of December and into the trade and into the All-Star game, then I can see it because now you done proved it over a long course of games. Right now we seeing them play like this now, but we done seen that for years. They came out last year a little rocky, then they got hot, but they still missed the playoffs the last 2 years. So I have to see this consistently before I can change my opinion. And as of right now, they're doing it now. But I don't know if they can do it for the whole 82. But if they do, I'm going to update and I'm going to let you guys know how I feel about this Denver Nuggets team. Maybe at win number 42, 41 when they play that many games and they halfway through the season. We really gonna see the real Denver Nuggets, what they really are, what they're trying to accomplish, and if they one of the elite teams in the West. Some people put Denver up there. Some people said they're a little risky. Some people said that they'd be fighting for a playoff spot. Right now, we're seeing a different mentality with this Denver Nuggets team, and that might allow them to become one of the better teams in the NBA, not just the Western Conference, which is a stronger part of the NBA. But I want to see them compete against the like I said, the Bostons, the Torontos, the Phillies, and those teams like that. So we shall see. Let me know what you guys think is the number one thing that you want to see this Denver Nuggets team prove. Do you think I'm sleeping on them? Do you think I'm underrating them? Do you think I'm overrating them? Do you think that this is just 10 games they got hot, nobody can guard them, and then teams will figure them out? Or do you think that this is how Denver going to be all season? Or if you're a Denver Nuggets fan, do you feel like they can get home court advantage and get to the Western Conference Finals? Do you think they can get out of the first round? Or even if you're not, do you want to be real and say, Quinn, this team is going to be a first round exit or a borderline playoff team, or they might just be on the cuffs of making it into the playoffs but going to fail again like they did the last 2 years? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I read every comment, so if you want to say anything, let me know in the comment section below. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description, comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description, comment section below. Like on Facebook to show support. Also, check out my spread shirt. There you can find t-shirts, hoodies, sweaters, even accessories like phone cases, mouse pads, and even a water bottle and pillowcases. Support the brand. Continue to support the movement. Thanks for the support. Thanks for watching. I enjoy making these videos. You guys enjoy watching them. And like I said, I do a lot of studying. I do a lot of watching basketball in my free time to give you guys the best video I can. And thanks for continuing to like the videos and showing support. Quinn Wade, Basketball Analysis. I'm going. Let me know what you guys think about the Denver Nuggets.